Welcome to Exposure on Writing in Prison. My name is Kate Meissner. I am the Prison and Justice Writing Program Director at PEN America, and I'm so happy to see you all here at this World Voices Festival event. So, without further ado, I'm very excited to welcome our amazing readers who have stepped in for the writers that can't be here to bring their work to you, and I'm so grateful to all of you for being here.
Poetaster, a noun that means a person who writes inferior poetry. W. I lead a monkish existence. Every day an education in the ordinary. Whether these days are a series of accumulated moments or a single one continuously gifted from an inaccessible future, I cannot say. But I can say that writing is a form of meditation, communion between body and mind, a link between two worlds engendering spiritual refinement. As the poetaster in residence at Eastern Correctional Facility, a Max B prison in upstate New York, resembling a castle surrounded by a moat of evergreens and no drawbridge, I've learned to accept the wind as my number one fan, my editor, publisher, and harshest critic, my everything and nothing. I wanted to put the pen down, but my pen is a katana, severing every vein in the sky. For many aspiring poets, a rejection letter is a paper cut on their soul. For me, however, it's a blessing, and I have got hundreds. The sting, no matter how minor, is an affirmation of my humanity, a reminder that I'm alive, that the living see something of themselves reflected in my truth. They know what lies in the hearts of poets, those who the late C.D. Wright called, quote, the most stunned by existence, the most determined to redeem the world in words. If that's so, then I too am a cloudy mirror deserving of shine. I want to know what it's like to be free, to hurt and heal, to cut and bleed, if only in words. I want others to know that I'm human, that I'm not a monster, that I'm not another statistic, that I'm greater than my worst mistake. Anyone can change. We are not spiritually static creatures. We are beings of water and dust, imbued with a wind spark, works in progress. Sometimes I don't know whether to laugh or cry or scream, so I do all three, unashamed as a newborn. N. We tend to think of prisoners as those who wear jumpsuits and scowls, chips proudly displayed on their shoulders like military epaulets. We imagine them surrounded by miles and miles of razor wire, housed in concrete facades full of metal detectors, red eyes lowered, blades stashed in cheeks, ready for the yard, ready to devour the light of day. Americans, myself included, watch too much TV. Our, quote, culture prefers fantasy over reality, ease over fact, Prison life, like most aspects of existence, is falsely portrayed in the media because the truth is less glamorous, less ratings friendly. It's easy to perpetuate a belief in the public and private, the us and them, to bury people alive and pretend that they're dead. Too easy. Family and friends once asked me if today's prison films and series accurately depict the world I live in. Yes, I told them with a grin, exactly unlike the world we live in. But they didn't seem to get it. They don't or won't understand how our worlds conflate. It makes them uneasy knowing that there are prisoners to fear and complacency. They know this place has changed me, that their questions equal my answers equal the truth, that I no longer know the luxury of ignorance, since the few things afforded me at commissary do not include bliss, hence the tenuousness of our connection. If, as they say, I'm lost, then I guess we're lost together, found together. D. These days I write and listen more than I laze and talk. Editors treat me with respect most of the time. I learn primarily through trial and error, by sending my work through the literary kiln to measure its worth in the inferno of humanity's omnificence, which I imagine is the way wordsmiths, both past and future, have and will become masters of the language. As a citizen, you have to be brave to dream of being a writer. As a prisoner, you have to be crazy. Though I cannot attend poetry readings or book release parties, I'm nevertheless grateful to be a part of this shared experience. I'm honored to receive encouragement from people who don't know me or owe me anything, yet for some reason feel the need to offer me, a quote, killer, their precious time, something I was too selfish to do prior to my incarceration. One day, perhaps soon, I'd like to do the same for others. Hopefully our paths will cross, intertwining like lightning, briefly, luminously, before heading in opposite directions with a newfound sense of purpose. Today, I offer myself to the wind, to whomever listens, hoping my story inspires others, authors of every ilk, quote, incarcerated or, quote, liberated, and honors the precious life I robbed as a man-child, which has since returned to the ether, ensuring it was never in vain. Dear wind, trust me when I fall. Hold me like a raindrop in the cup of your palm, to know once again the warmth of a woman, the joy of seasons changing, birthdays, weddings, and yes, funerals, public, private, you, me. What's the difference? Aren't we all the sum of our contradictions? People can pretend I'm dead, locked away in a castle, but I'm not. I'm here, breathing the same air as you, and besides air, there is nothing between us.